Morris, Quinn Hughes in Vancouver matchups. Does it look more and more like the two of you are like looking in a mirror with the similar styles of game that you play?
Well, I mean, I think of him in a really high regard. Obviously, love watching him play. You know, try learning a lot from watching him play, to be honest. And you know, I feel like guys like him and McCarr and those guys, you know, everyone else is chasing after. So, but it's fun to, you know, obviously play against him. And like I said, I watch, you know, those guys a lot, Quinn and Kale, and you know, lots of different guys around the league, just to try to learn, see what they're doing. And you know, he's produced at a pretty insane rate for his whole career. So he's a great player, and definitely have to limit his time and space today.
What are some of the subtleties that you study in him in particular?
I mean, he's a very elusive skater on the blue line. Obviously, you know, when he gets the puck, he's tough to contain up top, and you know, just his ability to spin off guys and make something out of nothing on the blue line is really dangerous. You know, I think over the last number of years, you know, you've seen the growth and evolution in the game itself, and I think for defensemen like that, it's you know, a great time to be that style of player. And so just try and learn from those things. And you know, like I said, I think the big ones are the elusive skating and you know, his ability to move on the blue line and make plays on the blue line.
What do the Canucks do well, and how do you guys sort of feel you match up against them?
Well, obviously we haven't seen them yet this year, but you know, they're going back to last season. They're a really competitive team. You know, they've got obviously some very talented players, and I think their structure has been really good over the last number of years. Again, just going back to last year, their competitiveness and defensive game is tough to play against. So we've got some big D, and we have to do a good job of getting to the net, but also limiting their free offense because they've got some top-end guys.
Josh, we had Jacob Trouba here earlier in the homestand. Dustin Byfuglien sighting the other day on the message board. Tyler Myers here tonight. You sort of look back at that blue line, especially the year you guys went to the Western Conference Final. You were just kind of getting going. But what do you remember about that group, and what did it mean for a young defenseman like you to be surrounded by so many elite blue liners?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, you know, we had a special group that year on and off the ice, and you know, with looking at those guys, you know, Buff, Trubes, Mizey, Toby, Benny Sherratt, you know, amongst other guys, Dmitry Kulikov. You know, there was a lot of experience, and so for me as a, you know, I think that year you're referencing was my second year in the league, so to get to play with that group, learn from them, you know, was outstanding, and have a lot of great memories, forged some really good friendships that have lasted as guys have moved around other teams and into retirement and stuff like that. So look back fondly on that year for sure, and you know, just appreciative for those guys, you know, taking me under their wing, and you know, the relationship that you know, those guys wanted to create as a mentor.
Josh, Connor Hellebuck had talked yesterday about how throughout a season you're not always going to be up. There's going to be ups and downs. Clearly, the way you guys are defending right now, you look to be on top of it. When you are on top of your game the way you are there things that you can learn from in that time, or maybe lock in to take forward, knowing that there's going to be steps down and steps back up?
Yeah, I think you know, the NHL is the best league in the world, and the parity in the league is there. So as much as you can be on the top of your game, you got to fight really hard to keep your game at that level. You know, every single night teams are coming in, you know, looking to beat you. And as I said, you know, it is a league where, you know, you could be playing a 32nd ranked team in the league standing wise, and there's no free points, there's no free games. So, you know, I think to your point, it's obviously great when you feel like certain things in your game are clicking, but in my experience, you know, like the old analogy, it's hard to kind of get to the top, and it's harder to stay there. And I think that's relative to your game as well. You know, you have to fight really hard to keep all those details in place, and you know, it takes hard work. So and a commitment to the game. So that's something that we've done a great job of this year, is being consistently close to you know, where we want to be most nights, and we're gonna have to continue to fight really hard to, you know, even improve that here in the second half of the year.
Going back to that second year, Josh Morrissey, we often hear that young guys think when they advance deep into the playoffs so early, think, oh, this is going to be, we're going to do this every year, and then reality sets in. Have you experienced kind of that feeling too?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you remember hearing guys talking when we made the conference final. Guys were 8, 10, 12 years in their career, and how hard it is to get there. And I think as a young guy, it's hard to realize how difficult that is to get to that level and get to that point. And obviously now here, I think this is my 9th season, and that's the closest I got was year 2, right? So obviously it's you have to keep pushing every single year, and that ultimate goal is to be able to win a Stanley Cup. But definitely, it's something that it's a very tough league and competitive league, and when you have good opportunities, you definitely can't waste them. And that's probably what I've learned.
You probably feel you're the best team since then. Now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the way that we're built and playing, our commitment to defense, obviously our goaltending is world class, and our special teams have won us a lot of hockey games this year as well. So I think that the group of guys we have balanced throughout our lineup, the different types of players and skill and size and competitiveness, I think is really what's made us have a great first 40-some games here. And I believe we have the best team since that run. So obviously all that means is we got to work harder every single day to keep pushing and keep building through the second half, and not waste this opportunity.